This is Bob Rotruck with your Phantoms preview, coming to you from Webster Bank Arena in Bridgeport, Connecticut. It's going to be a fairly emotional night of hockey for the Bridgeport Sound Tigers, and we get to be a part of that too. Bridgeport is only about 30 minutes away, only 19 miles from Newtown, Connecticut, and the Newtown tragedies, and they are honoring the victims of the tragedies tonight in a number of ways, including a pregame ceremony, a brief ceremony there. An interesting and I think a classy act, and a very interesting one that I really like. The players are not going to be wearing their own names on the back of their jerseys. Instead, they will be wearing the names of the children from the Newtown tragedies. The numbers, there are 20 players for the Bridgeport Sound Tigers who will be dressing, and there are 20 children who were killed in the tragedies. So Bridgeport came up with that idea, and I think it's a very classy move, and I really like this idea. They've also painted into the ice that they're going to keep for the rest of the year, SHES, Sandy Hook Elementary School 12-14-12, and they're going to have that date. It's just sort of a reaching out for the entire community here. Bridgeport is the closest AHL team to the Newtown, Connecticut tragedies, and they will be doing the pregame ceremony, as I said, and also wearing green ribbons on their uniforms and a sticker commemorating Newtown and Sandy Hook Elementary for tonight's game. So they have a lot going on for that. In the meantime, of course, we're playing a big game here tonight, and it's the last game before the holiday break for the Adirondack Phantoms, and taking on a Bridgeport Sound Tigers team that Adirondack had no problems with at all about a month ago on November 21st back at our place. Adirondack won that game 5-1, had 5 different goal scorers in that game, including 3 power play goals, and the Phantoms looked very good. That is the only time the Phantoms have played the affiliate of the New York Islanders this year, but no doubt about it, Bridgeport is a better team than that. They are 13-11-3 overall this year. They have a young 19-year-old prospect out of Switzerland, a first-rounder named Nino Niederreiter, who leads their team with 13 goals and 27 points, and they have another first-rounder from a couple years ago by the name of Brock Nelson, who has 11 goals and 22 points. Kind of an interesting note, Nino Niederreiter for Bridgeport, he was the 5th overall pick in the 2010 draft. You know who the 5th overall pick in the 2009 draft was? That would be none other than Braden Shen, who was drafted by the LA Kings with the number 5 spot. So you've got back-to-back number 5 overall picks who are going to be battling it out here tonight for the Adirondack Phantoms and the Bridgeport Sound Tigers. Of course, Adirondack is coming off a very exciting and dramatic and intense, I think, win at the Syracuse Crunch. They got that 3-0 lead, and then they barely were able to hang on to the finish line after all of those shots from the top offense in the league, and Cal Heater just played a terrific game. The defense blocking some shots at the right time, but mostly it was very much the Cal Heater show. He was terrific. A lot of grade A chances for the Syracuse Crunch as they outshot Adirondack in the game 43-23, but by the end, Cal Heater was able to fight off the storm and then go on to win that one in the shootout, and 4 different scorers for Adirondack in the 7 rounds of the shootout. So the Phantoms are now 2-0 in shootouts this year, and both of their shootout wins have come against Syracuse. In fact, they've both come against the same guy, Dustin Tokarski. Those are the only 2 shootouts that we've had. The Phantoms are 3-3 against Syracuse now. All 3 of the Phantoms' wins against basically the defending league champions have been in either overtime or shootouts. 1 overtime win in Syracuse. The Phantoms are now 2-1 at Syracuse. Here it's our first of 3 visits to Bridgeport this year, and the second of 6 regular season meetings between these 2 teams that are in the same division. Adirondack is making headway. They're on a 2-game winning streak, trying to finish it off on a 3-game win streak before the holiday break. After this one, all the players will get out of town for a couple of days. The entire league takes a holiday break. All the players from all the teams, they get a couple of days to head for home and spend Christmas with family and friends. They need to be back by Wednesday night because they're practicing Thursday morning or maybe at 12 o'clock at noon, and then Adirondack is back at home Friday night against the Providence Bruins, and also the following Monday, the traditional New Year's Eve home game, and that is against this very same Bridgeport team. So we get kind of an early preview of maybe what we can expect on New Year's Eve. I do not expect it to be a 5-1 easier victory for Adirondack in this one like it was a month ago. And by the way, Bridgeport, they were off yesterday, so they are very fresh. Adirondack, they had a nice 5-hour bus ride or so through some of the snow and the ice after the win in Syracuse, so they have some bus legs, but resting up at the hotel and hopefully ready to go tonight for their 3rd game in 4 days and trying to make it their 3rd win in 4 days. Game time tonight in Bridgeport is at 7 o'clock, and we'll have the Pepsi Countdown to face off at 6:30 on Q101.7.